Okay, my name's Roddy Riddle and I live in Inverness in the really bonny part of the world in the Highlands of Scotland. I'm an ex-international cyclist and was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes be 13 years now.
And what determined you to change to start cycling? You are a cyclist since many years.
Yeah, I started cycling when I was 13 years old, and by the time I was 17 years old, I was winning Scottish medals and ended up racing in the Commonwealth Games for Scotland, and I've represented Great Britain on a few occasions as well. So I've raced at a reasonably high level.
Mhm. And you was diagnostic with diabetes. And what this change in your life? This word, this diabetes. Uh,
Um, it was May time, and we were very, very busy in the bike shop, and I had severe weight loss. I lost almost 3 stone in weight in the space of 6 to 8 weeks. I had unquenchable thirst, so I just couldn't get enough fluid down my throat. I was constantly going to the toilet, and I also had blurred vision as well. My wife Lynn, who was very heavily pregnant with our youngest child Finley, got very concerned about the severe weight loss. So she went online and did a bit of research, and it looked like it could be type 1 diabetes. So Lynn got a self-testing kit to test to see if it was type 1 diabetes. I did the test and it came back, it looks like, yes, you've got type 1 diabetes. So made an appointment from a doctor, and the doctor did some tests and sent me straight to Regmore Hospital, where that day I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and was taught how to inject insulin into myself. And I've never looked back since.
And you are using a pump in this moment, a sensor, or a continuous glucose monitoring sensor, or you are using a pen.
I am on a Yipso pump, which I really, really like because it's so small and petite, especially for my running and things. And I'm lucky enough to be one of the Dexcom warriors. So I get gifted Dexcom G6, which is just amazing. So I've
Yes.
not done a finger prick test, not done a finger prick test for 2 or 3 years now. So my fingers are all back to normal.
So you are not using anymore the glucose tester.
No, I don't use it at all now because G6, Dexcom G6 is real time. So when you look at your watch or your phone and you see your reading, that is the actual reading that would be from a finger prick test as well. So it's being a Dexcom warrior is an absolute winner for me.
Hmm. And you are still making sport, no?
Still doing sport. I was out running this morning. I did 10 kilometers running in the country this morning. So yeah, still keeping fit. Yes.
You are using some applications for this. You are recording the activities.
Eh, I use
Mm-hmm.
Strava for my activities. When lockdown first happened, when the COVID-19 first happened, I decided to put running on the back burner because I felt because everyone, families and everyone were out walking in the country and things, I felt running was getting bad press, being all sweaty and snotty and coming up behind families. So I decided to just start marching. So I was marching on average 12 kilometers every day. But more recently, I've found that since lockdown's finished, that you're not seeing the families in the country out walking now. So I've taken running back up now. So, and I'm really enjoying it again. So yeah, it's all good.
How is the situation there with this COVID-19 pandemic? Uh,
Well, as I say, where I live is in Inverness in the Highlands of Scotland. So in Scotland, we've got a 5 tier um, bands, and
mhm.
Inverness in the Highlands and put on band one. So we're very lucky where we live. Whereas like down in Glasgow, it's far higher. And actually in England now, they've just started a 4-week complete lockdown again.
Yes, yes.
So fingers crossed, Scotland keep the 5-tier, and the Highlands of Scotland continue doing really well.
Tell me, I know that you was at 66:33 on the. You are thinking to go again?
I would love to go back again, but I'd have to convince my family that it was a good idea, because when I went in 2016 and I failed with about 70 miles from the finish, I'd made my mind up when I pulled out that providing I convinced Lynn that it was a good idea, I was going to go back in 2017 and try and finish unfinished business, which I managed to do, and I finished second behind the Romanian famous man Tibby. So, but I would love to go back and try and go one step further up the podium, because it's a different route now. It's actually not 567 kilometers now. It's over 600 kilometers now, so it's a good bit further. So it's a beautiful part of the world, although it's very hostile because it's so cold. But I'd love to go back and also doing stuff like this proves to people living with chronic illnesses that it shouldn't stop you achieving your dreams and goals in life. And that's one of the reasons I do these silly events.
You have seen that 2 years ago, TB was again, but in another contest in Yukon. I think it's much more harder there, and he had some issues, and he was again last year, and he won it.
Oh, I knew that he got taken out the race with hypothermia.
Yes.
And did he go back and
yes,
went back and won it?
Yes,
oh, I
the
didn't know
next
that.
year, yes, he beat it. He beat everything there.
I tell you, he's an absolute machine, that man. He's a machine. Yeah. It's a pleasure to know him.
Yeah. Tell me about the diabetes. What was the strange situation where your diabetes has put you in? You had issues. You have strange discussions.
I don't really have any strange conversations with people, because I've never let it change my life. I've just carried on living my life with type 1 diabetes exactly the way I would have lived it without type 1 diabetes. So I've never really had any strange conversations or issues with it, to be honest.
I know, because I know you, but what advice do you have for young people with diabetes, and not only for young, but
anyone that was recently diagnosed? The number one thing I would recommend is going out and buying a diary and starting to write your blood glucose levels, any exercise you do. So you're building up your own logbook, so you can look back. If you were going to go out for a run, or go out and play golf, or go for a walk, or go for a swim, you can look back at a previous swim or golf that you've done and see what worked for you. So that diary is building up your own logbook, and you just keep them for years so that you can look back and see what works for you. So that would be my number one piece of advice. My second piece of advice is type 1 diabetes shouldn't stop you achieving your dreams and goals in life. And just, if you're determined enough, you should be able to achieve your dreams and goals in life, and don't let type 1 diabetes stop you doing that.
And Roddy, tell me, if diabetes were a song, what song would it be?
Oh, that's a difficult one.
For example, for Gabriela, it's The Show Must Go On.
That's a good one, yes. I don't know. That's a really good one. I'll think about that one throughout our questions, and I'll hopefully get an answer for you by the end.
Okay. I am following you on Strava, and I'm following you on Facebook, and I know that you are a very active person. Congratulations for your son, because I've seen that he's a very good football player.
He's doing very well. He turned round to me on the 4th of April, just after lockdown happened, and he said, "Dad, can I get a shot for your road bike?" And I said, "Yeah, Alistair," because football had stopped then, so he needed a substitute.
Mm-hmm.
So he took up cycling and he went out every single day from 4th of April till they went back to school in August, and he did 4,000 kilometres throughout that period on his road bike. So he's gone back to football really fit and really strong. So yeah, very proud of him because he scored his first hat trick for Inverness Caledonian Thistle last week. So I'm a proud dad.
I know. Okay, Roddy, thank you very much. Be safe there, and maybe we will see again in Romania, or why not in nice Scotland.
I would love to come back to Romania, and you'd be more than welcome to come over to Scotland. Yourself,
Okay.
Gabby, and your family. Good
Thank
speaking
you.
to you.
Take care. See you.
Same to you.